Hello there. I'm Nalini Mahadevan. I'm the principal attorney at MLO Law. And today we are talking about the stuff we always forget about estate planning. And these are some of the things our clients do, and I thought I'd kind of talk about them today. I find them interesting, and I also find them slightly distressing. So here goes. The first thing is failing to plan. So we were on this parents' call, and the parents wanted to know, they had special needs children, and they said, where should we start? And our very first reaction was, you need to start by actually planning something for your children. So even if you do not have children with special needs, everyone needs to have a plan for what will happen to them and their stuff when they pass away. So all of us have stuff, whether you are, whatever stage of life you are in. So plan for the stuff, plan for who will get the stuff. And the only way you can do that is actually having a will and a trust and powers of attorney and a cremation plan or a funeral plan, something like that. So let's look at the second item that people seem to forget. Not discussing your plan with your family and friends. So I have a will, and I've named one of my sisters as my personal representative, or I've got a healthcare power of attorney, and I've named one of my friends as the power of attorney holder for me, and the person who's going to make end of life decisions for me through my advance directive, or what is popularly known as the living will. So now I haven't told them, because I'm just assuming they know me well enough and they know I will name them, or I just forgot. But either way, what happens is, suddenly when the doctor or the medical provider calls, they are like the deer in the headlights. They didn't know this would happen, and they would be in charge. So give them a heads up, discuss it with them if they're able to take on this responsibility before you name them. The other thing is not discussing your final arrangements. So I've named who's going to get my house. I've told them who's going to get my retirement plans, but nobody has a clue about what kind of funeral arrangement I want. So it would be a great idea if I was able to leave something for my kids or my husband or my other extended family to know. This, I'd like to be cremated, I want to be buried, what kind of arrangements do I want to be simple, stuff like that. I mean, that's a kind of a very good idea to let your family know what you'd like to happen. Oh, the other biggie is digital assets. We all have Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, bank accounts, other social media, email, Outlook, Gmail, Hotmail, Live, you name it, we have it. And we all forget that when we pass on, sometimes our Facebook Lives go on. I have a friend of mine who passed away 4 years ago, and her Facebook still sends me alerts from time to time, and it's kind of creepy. But at the same time, that might just be a Facebook, but in other cases, there's money in the bank accounts, and so somebody must have access to the accounts. Each of the digital media and social media have their own rules, so make sure you have a digital power of attorney and you are complying with each of the requirements of those various platforms. There are also new assets like Bitcoins, which have their own password keeper, and then also NFTs, non-fungible assets, which are also rare art collections. Then there are patents and copyrights. All these are assets, so we need to provide for each one of these. While we are talking about patents, copyrights, and Bitcoin, I'd also like you to remember, if you have an LLC and you're a sole member LLC, you might want to assign your interest to a trust and make some arrangements for somebody else to have access to your bank account in addition to yourself. The other one is remembering charities that are important to you. Also, don't so if you name a charity today, sometimes the name of the charity changes or it goes out of existence. So name 2 or 3 charities that would get it in succession. So if one doesn't get it, the other one is able to. Um, Another one would be getting too specific. So I have clients who come in and say, I want to give 10,000 to this person, 50,000 to the other person, and 35,000 to somebody else, or even 100,000, whatever they're wanting to give. Now, suppose you don't have that much money, cash money left in your what's going to happen to that? So I would say, rather than saying cash assets, maybe we want to think in terms of percentages. People have memorabilia like collections. They have season tickets, and they want to leave these to particular heirs. Always think about, okay, if that item doesn't exist, is there an alternative? Is there something else I can do? Is there some other way in which I can leave a bequest to the person I'm naming? So think about it like that. Then of course everybody, the classic situation in which I met one of our clients outside a restaurant, and he said, "Oh my God, Nalini, don't look at me." And I'm like, "Why?" He says, "I haven't done anything with the trust you gave me." So classic example. It's not enough for us to be able to create a trust for you. You have to transfer all the assets into the trust while you are alive. Hence the name Living Trust. So while you're alive, transfer it, or in lawyers' words, fund the trust, so that when you pass away, your children or any other persons who are going to benefit from the trust actually can benefit from the trust, because there's something in the trust. The idea of a will and a trust is to avoid probate. So if you don't transfer it to the trust, you are going to go to the court. Your personal representative is going to the court and spend thousands of dollars retrieving everything. My other favorite thing is keeping your wills and your powers of attorney and the trust in the bank, in a safe deposit in the bank. That's wonderful. I don't think medical emergencies take place during banking hours. Nor do any other kind of emergency take place during banking hours. And when that emergency is taking place, nobody has the time to run to the bank and go through all they may not have even access to your safety deposit box. So maybe keep it at home in one of those hotel safes, small safes. I don't think the thieves are really interested in your papers. They're more interested in the TV and the cell phone and the cash and things like that, jewelry. So it's a good idea to keep it in the house, in a safe place in the house, and let somebody else know where it is. Finally, none of these things can be done without advice. So think about contacting an attorney and getting some help with your plan. All the best. Our number is 314-932-7111, and our website is mlolaw.us. Like this video and subscribe to our channel, and every week we have a new topic in place, and if you subscribe, you will get a link to the new topic. Looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care.